here today to give you what I want for the ban list, starting off with the cards I think that should be banned, which is all the Dragon Rulers. Yes, I know some people are going to hate this. Yes, they're versatile, and yes, they are good in a lot of decks, but because they're level 7, because they're good, because they're easy to get out, it makes a lot of decks broken. Such as Lightsworn Rulers is really good right now, and it's all because mainly of these 3 Dragon Rulers. But if you're gonna hit the Dragon Rulers, you might as well hit all of them at once. But yeah, they're good, they're versatile. I just think they make a lot of decks really, really strong. And I'm one of those players that doesn't like overly powerful decks. I mean, having strong competitive decks is good for the game. Having broke decks that you have to buy like a couple $100 worth of cards to compete with, I really don't think that's good for the game or for Konami's bottom line, but it's their choice. Moving on to the cards I'd want to see limited, I'd like to see Soul Charge limited, because having it at 3 realistically is not going to happen. 2, it is okay, I guess, but putting it down to 1, it would make it a lot better, because yes, you have to pay 1,000 life points. Yes, you have to skip your battle phase. But when more stack this format, you don't care if you do any of that. You're still going to go plus on Soul Exchange, no matter what you do. Even if your opponent hits them in some way, you're probably going to do well in Soul Charge. So that's why I think it should be at 1. Or, yeah. I think Curry Bandit should, just because Lightsworns, some people don't play it, some people do. I think it should be limited down to 1, possibly 2, but not at 3. It's too good at 3 for some decks. Sylvan Charity. If I had my way, I would ban this card outright. It's a graceful charity for Sylvans, and it's at 3 right now. And I know they won't hit it hard like ban it, because Sylvans is a skill-based deck that Konami's still making money on, but they really should not have 3 graceful charities with them. It's annoying. I guarantee Dark Worlds or any other deck that would have loved to have graceful charity in it would not have been allowed because it would be too broken. And I think it kind of is here. It speeds up the deck, but it makes it really good. Judgment Dragon. Yes, I know the Lightsworn structure deck just came out, but if the Dragon Rulers don't get banned, I would like to see this card limited, because a lot of people would say, well, just ban or hit Lumina. Well, that doesn't solve the problem. The problem is JD, unfortunately. I like the card, I like Lightsworns, but again, JD's what makes it broke. If Dragon Rulers do get hit, I wouldn't mind it at 3, maybe 2. You know, this. I'd like Lone Fire to go back down to 1, because again, it's good for plants. I know shouldn't be hating on plants so much, but there's some cards that should not go back. Like, you brought back Heretic Seal Convection to 3. The next ban list, it went immediately back down to 2. So I think this should be back to limited, down to 1. I think 1's sufficient for plant decks, even Sylvans. 2 makes it really good. And as I said, I'm not one of those players that like the really, really good decks, because it makes it so if you want to play a deck that can get over the good decks, you're going to have to spend a lot of money on cards to build it, and I don't want to do that. I want to play to have fun. Yes, strong decks are good for the game. Yes, I do play strong decks, but I don't like them to be overpowered. Sylvans, although they've done something, really aren't a threat in this format, but doesn't mean they can be in the next. Rose Archer, I think it should be limited just because Sylvans, you summon them You try and stop the normal or the summons of the Sylvans so they don't get their effect and can't do a chain. Well, they can just ditch this once they summon it because the monster's already summoned. So you can activate this, negate your bottomless, your chain, any of that. So I think it should go down to 1 because at 3 it's annoying because you can't use anything. Geargia Arsenal and Geargia Armor, pretty self-explanatory. Geargia Kamakuris need to be hit in some way. Maybe limiting down to 1's harsh and will kill the deck, but something has to be done for Geargias. Solemn Judgment, I think it needs to come back just because it's not that broke of a card, and you have Black Horn of Heaven and you have Trap Tricks, Trap Hole of Nightmare that help stop special summons, but they don't have a cost to it, and they'll be later on in this video. This has a cost. You have to pay half your life points. Yeah, if you don't have that much life points left, it's not really that bad, but if you have a lot of life points and you need to stop their summoning, it's a hefty cost. So there's at least a balance to the card. So bringing it back to 1 I don't think would be that bad. Now, Artifact Morale Tech and Artifact Movement in Sanctuary, Artifact Sanctuary, I don't think they all need to be limited, but at least Morale Tech or Sanctuary needs to be limited, and then the other 2 could be semi-limited at 2, because artifacts are really good in a lot of decks. Don't get me wrong, they're useful tools, but I don't think they should be at 3. I don't think they should be able to pop all your stuff, then add more artifacts to the field to redo everything all over again, turn after turn. That's just bad for the game. And speaking for bad for the game, Shaddoll, Falcon, and Hedgehog, I think, need to immediately be limited to 1, but that probably won't happen because Duel Links Alliance won't come out till August, and the ban list takes place in January 13th, so it's every 3 months, so the next ban list would be in September, which means they'll probably have a full month to just wreck the meta. The only thing I've seen that can beat Shaddolls is Shaddolls Mirror Match. Heroes have somewhat of a chance, but not much. Now, moving on to the cards I think should be semi-limited. Fire and Ice Hand. They're too good at 3 and really annoying to get over. Yes, if you don't have any targets to hit with their effect, you can't special summon it, but 99% of the time you're going to have something to hit with it. So I think it does need to get brought down to 2. If you put it down to 1, it would just kill the cards completely. Next, Lumina. Again, Lightsworns are really good because of Dragon Rulers. I don't think just hitting Lumina will be enough, but it's something that will slow down the deck, but not hurt it a lot. Same with Necrogardna. You can still use 2 of them, you can still protect them. I don't see Necrogardna so much as a problem, but with Electromagnetic Turtle possibly coming out to the TCG, I think having at 3 plus Turtle would be really good for the deck, and it's already a really good deck. Black Horn of Heaven and Trap Tricks, Trap Hole of Nightmare, I think they're really good cards. I like them a lot, but they should not be at 3 because that's just sacky, and I don't like big cards that are sacky. Yes, they're still good. That's why I only want to hit them down to 2 and not just hit them to 1. Because it's necessary in this format. We special summon a lot. There's no deck that doesn't special summon, and it really helps counteract big plays. So I think it's necessary. I just don't like it seeing at 3. Yes, I know that'll probably hurt the hat deck profile, but Fire and Ice are probably going to get hit. My prediction for that is because 3's pretty good. So yeah, it would hit it a lot, but I really don't care because you can't just base off cards just on one deck unless it's overly broke, which I don't think hats aren't. I think they're really good, but I don't think they're broken. Shaddolls, I think, need to be hit immediately. As I said before, they're just really good. They're going to get card effects no matter what you do. You can destroy them, they're still going to get their card effects. You can hit them in their hand, they're still going to get their card effects. They're still going to summon, they're still going to have the spell cards, they're still going to fuse, they're going to add it back. It's its own resource that always adds itself back. And all the Shaddolls have flip effects, so even if you destroy them, their effect still goes off. Unless you Dark Hole them, but then their secondary effect goes off, so they don't care if you Dark Hole them or hit their field, because they still get their effects, and it's still annoying, and they can just bring all them back. Moving on, I think Hero Shadow Mist kind of needs to be hit. Don't get me wrong, it's really good. It makes the hero deck, but at 3, I think it gives it too much liberty, too many spell cards, because then you can just go for Acid, bomb their field. You can go for so many on a hat or tip of the dime, and it just, I don't think it's necessary at 3. But again, it'll just come out, so it probably won't happen. Again, this is just my preference to what I want to see. And lastly, Masked Hero Darklaw. It's broken because I'll show you its card effect. Must be special summoned by Mask Chains, cannot be special summoned by any other way. Any card sent to your opponent's graveyard is banished instead. Once per turn, when your opponent adds a card from their main deck to their hand, except during the draw phase, you can banish one random card from your opponent's hand. That's why I said heroes might have a chance, is because Darklaw will banish the Shaddolls and they won't get their effects. But again, I don't think it should be at 3 because it's also a problem to other decks. It'll counter Shaddolls, but for other decks it's just a pain in the ass. I don't really have any full cards that go to 3. I don't think there's any that deserve to go up to 3. So if you guys agree with this, like it. If you disagree, tell me which cards you think should be banned or limited, cards I missed, or cards you just disagree with me. I'm always open to suggestions. This is just my personal preference. I hope you enjoyed this, and thank you.